Hey everybody, this is Charlene, and I wanted to take some time and show you all how I harvest my coriander seeds. So, in one of my previous videos, I shared with you all that cilantro where I live just bolts because it gets too warm. So, one of the things that I do is I let it go ahead and go to flower, and as you can see, it helps to feed the pollinators in my garden in the early part of the growing season where there's not much else other than dandelions for them to eat off of. So I let them go to flower, and they look very pretty, and they're white and they're kind of whimsical, so I don't mind that. Then I let the flowers fall off, fade, and they end up with these green coriander seeds. So for those of y'all who didn't know, the cilantro plant is grown from the coriander seed. In some parts of the country, the cilantro plant, what we call cilantro here in the States, is actually referred to as coriander in other parts of the world. So it's the same plant. So what I do is give the plant time to go to seed. And when the seeds start off as green, you can actually eat these as green seeds. Sometimes I'll come out and pick some of the seeds off. They taste really good. They kind of have a little bit of a crunch to them, and they actually taste like a cilantro leaf. So I've seen some recipes where people pickle these. They're very tasty, but they do taste a bit different than when they're in their full dried state. I prefer them in the full dried state. So I do let the plant go and turn all the way brown before I harvest the coriander seeds. And so now here is where the plant turns completely brown. It looks like it is dead because it is. But this is actually what you want. You want the plant to turn completely brown and for the seeds to turn completely brown. This is the point where I like to go on ahead and harvest the seeds. Now, you could go ahead and harvest these seeds outside. I like to cut these off of the plant and collect them in a basket and de-seed the plant, if you will, in the house, in the basket, just so I can kind of keep control of the seeds and keep them in one place. Otherwise, they kind of fly all over the place outside because, I get a little messy with it. So I go on ahead and clip the, branches off of the coriander plant and collect them, like I said, in a basket so I can bring them into the house and pull the seeds. Once I'm done removing all of those twigs, I cut down the rest of the plant and compost it. So now here comes the fun part. I bring this in, and you have to remove these seeds pretty much one branch at a time. It took me about half an hour to pull all these seeds off. It really did. And it's fine. You play some music or, you do it, have your kids do it, all of you do it together. I ended up with close to an ounce of coriander seeds that I harvested. So kind of made it worth it for me. Some people may think this is a bit taxing and may not want to do it, but personally, I find it very satisfying to make use of my cilantro plant that has gone to seed. I put these into a sifter and I kind of remove some of the extra dust. Pick the extra little pieces, little twigs or branches or debris out of them. And then I get ready to wash and dry them. And nothing's wasted in this process. I use the empty twigs now to mulch. And there's an occasional seed in there that'll probably be a new plant next year. Next, you want to rinse your seeds off. So I just place them in some water, and excuse my fingers. Yes, I've washed my hands, but put them in some water. And I go through a few changes of water. So you'll notice some of the residue has collected in the water. So I just keep doing this until my water runs relatively clean, till there's no particles and residue in the water. So you'll notice each time the water keeps getting cleaner and cleaner. And then once the water is clean and clear, I lay them on a paper towel and let them dry. Now, if you're planning on using your seeds to plant new plants, you don't have to wash the seeds. You could just store them in a cool, dry place until you're ready to plant them in the garden. Once you have your seeds dried completely, I let them set up overnight and just make sure they're fully, completely dry. I store them in an airtight container. And now I'm ready to cook something. What do you all think I should make with my coriander? Thanks for watching.